Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing a step-by-step guide on how to make quiz videos on Canva, and then we're going to show you how to bulk create them so you can make as many questions as you want. So we'll start off by just making a YouTube video page on Canva. And then we'll change the background to blue so everything's a bit easier to see, but we'll fix that later. So we'll add a title quickly. And just write question, and we'll copy paste it a couple times just so it's a bit longer and it's closer to the normal length of a trivia question. Then we'll just change the font. You can go and pick any font you want. And then we'll just change the text to white, and then we'll click on the effects tab. And we're going to add a black shadow. So change the transparency and blur all the way to the end, and then make it black so it looks a bit better. And then we'll just fix the font sizing so it's a bit smaller, it doesn't take up as much room. And then we'll change the line spacing as well, just so they're a bit packed in better. Next, we're going to make the answers A, B, and C. So we'll just make a rectangle by pressing the R key, and we'll curve the edges and change it to white. Then we'll press C and make a circle, and we'll change the circle to red, and we just got to make it so it fits into the left side of that curved rectangle, and just so you can still see a bit of the outline of the white around the circle. Then we'll add some text. This is just going to be where the answer goes, so make it a bit smaller and change the font again. And we're just going to leave the text black this time. We don't need to add any shadows for this one. I'll just write answer 1 for now and size that up a bit better. Then we'll copy the answer and just write the letter A. So that'll just be for the A option for multiple choice. And we'll change the text to white for this one. And then when that fits a bit better, we can add a black shadow again. So we'll just go to the effects tab again, same thing with the transparency and blur. Just make it black again. And we'll just group all of that together, and then we can copy paste it a couple times, and then select them all and go Alt-Shift-T, and that will center them all evenly. We'll just leave them a bit off to the right, just below center. And we're going to make a frame. Just do a square frame, and that'll just be for the picture for each question. And then we'll curve the edges and make a little white border around it. Then we can select them all again and go Alt-Shift-T. It looks like they're still even. Then we want to look for a background, so I like to use the question mark background. We'll just drag the length of the video a bit longer and add that, and replace the background with that question mark background. So now it'll play like that throughout the video. And we just make another circle in the top, and this is just going to be for the question number. And these are all just a guide. You can change colors and fonts and sizing for whatever you want, but this is just a good template for it all. So we'll just add a shadow to that as well. We'll just put number 10 there because we'll just do 10 questions for this one. You can make as many questions as you want on your own, but just put the biggest number there so you know it'll still fit in the circle when you bulk create it. Now that's all lined up properly. And then we'll just search loading bar and go to the videos. I like to use this one, but you can use whatever you want if you find one from YouTube or somewhere else. And we hold Alt and drag down just so it all fits in. And then we'll zoom in to look a bit better and round the edges again. And that looks pretty good. Let's go a little bit further in. And then we'll drag that down to the bottom. Then we'll right click and go show timing. We'll change the speed to 2. So this one only goes for 5 seconds when it's going twice as fast. So we'll drag it across as a few seconds before the timer comes up so you can read the question. And then we'll just add a baseline animation so it comes up at the start, and then we can reverse the exit animation, and then it goes down at the end. That looks good. And we'll just add the pop animation to the frame. And then on these answers, we'll change it to A, B, and C, and answer 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll just make a duplicate of the answer 3, and that'll be for the correct answer later on. So you can just put that off to the side, and then we're going to animate the answers and just stagger the start of them a little bit, just so they all come out a little bit after the next one. Looks good. And just make sure it's set to only on enter because we don't want them going out. That will be a transition at the end of each slide. Now we'll get the duplicate and change the timing so it comes out when the timer finishes. Then we'll go into another slide and we just want to search for a timer. I like to use the bomb timer sound, but again, you can use any one. And we just want to make this its own document so we can save it and then put it into the original video. So I'll just write bomb timer so I know which one it is. This will make sense in a second. So we've saved that, and I'll just go to my uploads and upload that one. And then we'll just drag it across once it uploads. I like to just put them a bit smaller and turn the transparency down. So we'll get the sound. The reason we do this is because you cannot bulk create audio clips. You can only do the visual ones. And since this is MP4, it's a visual clip too, but we just turned the transparency down so we can't even see it. I'll just turn the volume down a little bit. Then we get our correct sound. So I've already made another document with my correct sound. You can look on YouTube, or Canva might have some in the audio files. You just choose your own. And then again, we want to save it as an MP4 and then add it to the template and turn the transparency down again. So now that'll play just after the timer finishes. good. Now I've got a little pop sound for when the frame first comes up, the picture. Again, you can find any sound you want. Now we'll just drag the whole length of the video down a bit, so there's only a couple of seconds once the answer comes out. Now we'll add a new page and add a transition. So you can choose any of these ones that you want. I think we'll try that one for now. Then once you've selected it, you can delete that second page and the transition will stay there. Now go to ChatGPT and add this prompt, which will be in the description. And that's going to give us our 10 questions, which we copy paste. And we'll take back to Canva and then go Bulk Create and add the data manually, and we'll just paste it in. So that's in the table now, which is good. So we'll just link our data, we'll connect the question to the question and the question number to the question number, and then A to A, and keep going through all of them. Now for the duplicate, that's where we want to put the correct answer. And then for the letter of the duplicate, we put the correct letter. So that's all linked now. We'll just change the color of the text in the correct answer to yellow and put a little border just around the outside. And then we generate. So that's giving all of our 10 questions now with the data that we got from ChatGPT. So we just drag the correct answer over the top of the one, and then this should pop up with the correct one when the timer finishes. Perfect. Now, I don't really like that transition, so I'm gonna press on it and we'll just change it to, we'll do a color wipe. And then we'll just make the time a bit quicker, and we'll go through and change the colors manually so they're not just random colors. So I'll just do shades of blue for now. Okay, that looks better. Now we'll just apply between all the pages, and that'll do that for every slide now. So it's got who was the first president, and we'll just type president in Canva in the elements, and we'll just get a picture of something president related. That one looks good, and we'll drag it in the frame. And then I'll just quickly do this for all the other ones. And then I also like to change the color of the question mark background for each slide. So there should be a few on Canva. And you can also add some AI voices from 11 Labs or any other website that you use, and then put some music over the back. And now this is the video that it's come out with.
Who was the first president? It's B. Washington. What is the capital of Japan? Correct, it's Tokyo. Who was the first man on the moon? A. Armstrong. What is the largest ocean? It's the Pacific. Who was the author of 1984? A. Orwell. What is the currency of the UK? C. Pound. Who was the first female prime minister? The correct answer is Thatcher. What is the smallest planet? It's Mercury. Who was the first female aviator? It's A. Earhart. What is the largest continent? It's B. Asia.